Hi everybody, it's Julie and I'm here with part 3 of the series Spring Blossom Junk Journal Start to Done, and we're going to work on the cover, and I'm going to do this now, getting the cover covered because I want to see what scraps I have to be able to do to use in the rest of the book. So I just wanted to show you, this is the piece of material that I have coffee dyed, and this is the original piece. So you can see that there is a difference. And so right now I'm going to work with the regular piece, and I have my book, and my book is ready. And the one other thing that you can do here is put like a piece of cheesecloth if you have it, and glue it down through the gutter and across the sides of the pages. I wasn't able to find any to include in your kits, so I didn't do that. But you can put that there, or we're going to be using a couple pieces of material, and that is going to be fine. So, so I have my piece of material, and I've been playing with it. I want the basket to be on my cover, and I want okay, so I would play with it, okay? I would take my book cover and I would lay it over, and you know what? I think I actually want to use this one. Okay, I'll save this one for the other. I've done several. I have several covers ready for books at this point. Okay, so you want to decide now which side of the material you want to use. Now, you don't, little clue here, you don't have to use, this is the right side, okay, where it's bright. You don't have to use the right side. You can use the wrong side if you like this side better. There have been several times on material that I actually have liked the wrong side better and have used it in my projects. So just, I'm going to give you permission to do that if you would like. Okay, so I'm going to use, so I have my book is ready. And I'm going to just go ahead and play with it. Do I want the whole cover to be, you know, like with the yellows on the outside? I can pull this down and have the bow, the basket down here, the bow, okay. Pull this over, okay, and have the basket centered. Do I want to do that? Then what happens on the back, because you do want to look and see, you know, your whole picture. And I think this is what I'm going to go with. I know that this piece up here, I am going to use it for the spine down this area on the inside. And then I know I really want some of this blue to be able to use like for a tassel possibly, and some of the embellishments that I want to make. So this will work out really, really, really good. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, okay, do I want to center it? Because you can, I kind of like it centered, mainly because of this up here. If I pull it over and I center it by the spine, see, these are the choices that you have, and you can do whichever you, when you're playing with it and you like. I kind of like this. Okay, I like having the blue come across. I really think I like this. I don't know. I like how it looks here. I like how it looks here. You just kind of put your book to fake your book. Okay, so am I going to be okay with that? Or am I going to be happier? I'm probably going to be happier with the basket centered. And this is real life, real time here. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm wasting your time. You know, I want it. I have seen people get discouraged because they see the perfect video and then they go and try it and they can't do it as fast, and then they give up. And I don't want you to give up. I don't want any of my people to give up. Any people to give up. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to frame using this yellow line, and I'll have my basket and I'll pull it down. I want my basket all the way down with my bow, and that's going to be what my cover is going to look like, and the back page is going to look like that. And I'm very happy with that. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I can do this from the other side once I pull my basket down. Okay. So I can line my book up there, come over. Okay, so that gives me plenty to pull up. And I want about this much. And what I'm going to use for the inside, I'm sure this is no surprise, is the wallpaper. Is what's going to go on the inside cover. Well, maybe it is a surprise. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this here, but yeah, I want this straight, this whole, all that blue. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come in one set of dots, and I'm going to cut my material all the way to the top, because I want this blue. See this blue right here? I want this for like for the tassel that I'm gonna make, possibly for a tag, strings, paper clip, all those. That's how we're gonna get some of our color and our matchy through the book, is by using the scraps of this paper. Okay, or this material, sorry. So there I have that, and I'm going to put it in my box right here. Now, okay, the bottom is good. Okay, so if the basket is lined up there, I want the bottom of the basket lined up there. And okay, and then I'm going to go down just a little bit. So, and then I'm going to cut. Okay, let's make sure we're straight. And I want this at least this much from coming from here. So I may end up having to move my book down just a little bit just to cover that. Okay. So I want, there's 1, 2, 2.5 inches. Hopefully there's 2.5 inches. There is 2.5 inches right there. So I'm okay with going to 3. So I'm going to go to, I'm going to cut it right. I'm going to cut it right along here. So I'm at about 3/4 of an inch to an inch above. And I'm just going to cut along the top of my book. And again, we're going to be using this scrap piece here. Okay, come over here. Make sure. Okay. Okay, so this will be the piece that I'm going to be able to use in the center of the book. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And now bring this over. Remember, we want yellow as our edge. We're going to frame the book, or frame the basket with yellow. So we're going to be bringing this in. So we're going to have this area over here that we can also cut. Okay, so about 3/4 of an inch on this side. This side's a little closer, but that's because we really wanted that blue, and that gives us another blue strip and a yellow strip to be able to use somewhere in our book. Okay, so our page is ready. The next thing we want to do, because you can see through this material, okay? See, and if you're okay with seeing, like in this book, we've got this white. If you're okay with seeing that, then you can just move. You'll be able to skip this step. If you have a busy cover, or it's dark, or you know, it's your cover is got dots, that actually looks cool. You could do you can put it right on top of the dots. But so one of the things you can do is you can add some music paper. We're going to use the music paper that is in your kit for something else. So you might not want to use that music paper. But you can go ahead and put music paper behind, and it'll just give a little more interest to your page. Or you can use just like some copy paper, and that'll just tone it down. Okay, and I think that's what I'm going to use, and the reason is because I want this to show up white. Okay, and I'm okay with it. It's going to be around the. I'm not going to go over the edges. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the edge on mine. Okay, so let's show you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I need to come in and cut this, and I'm going to cut it. So I'll come down here and show you. Okay. So this is going to go just almost to the edge, because that's the way it fits on the top and the bottom. And I'm going to come over to where the gutter is, and I'm going to make a line just inside with my fingernail. And use that as my cutting mark. So I'm going to line that mark up with the gutter of my cutter and cut off a page. Okay, so there we go. So I have my little cover for my cover ready. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and, why do I have no lid? No lid to a glue. So I need a lid. Oh, there it is. It's over here for something. This side. Okay, so, because I like to use, okay, when my glue gets to about here, I start using, this one will be my broad tip bottle, and I will use the glue coming from the bottom, just because it gets, I get tired of waiting for glue to come out. So you just press on it. You'll see that you have a broad tip. This is the Tombow Mono Liquid Glue Aqua, and well, probably should start at the top. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover the cover. First, I'm going to apply the glue. I'm going to go all the way to the outside, because to get this to stick really well, we'll want it to actually stick to the outside. Okay, okay, so now, oh, my thumb. One of these days. Okay, so this will dry kind of fast. Once it is not as thick as like putting down a bead of glue. So I'm just going to go ahead and cover this as fast as I can. I like that this broad tip has a pattern to it, so things actually stick really well. Okay, so again, I'm just covering this just to get rid of this difference between the blue and the white that is showing up on my cover. Okay, you can skip this step if your book is all one color. If you really don't care that you can see that through there, then, you know, then go ahead. But I'm in this wanting to show you how to do this. I'm going to show you all the steps, and then you can choose the ones that you want to do and the ones you don't want to do. So I need one for the back also on this one, because to me that it is such a difference, and you do see it. I don't and I'm probably going to keep this book for myself, just because people say, oh, do you have one to show? I don't even have one right now to show. And I need one. So we're doing the same thing on this side. Whoops, we're going to start at the top. Okay, I'm just applying the glue. Again, I'm using the bottom part of my Tombow liquid glue to attach. I'm just going to attach a paper here. I'm going to come over here real quick and get some of the lines out. Okay, we're getting to the bottom of the glue here. Let's get some out of the bottle, and then we can go ahead and put it down. Okay. So this is for the back. I'm okay with the spine because the spine is already white, even though it says the cat. It's going to be mostly it's going to be blue. Okay, so go ahead and put this down. And again, you could, if this blue edge were to bother you, you can go ahead and cover it just like the old school book covering days. Or like we're going to do with the material. Okay, so there we have that. And so now we're coming back to our piece of material that we have ready. Okay. We're going to lay our material down. Okay, so our basket is going to be, or whatever it is that you're going to choose to use on your cover is going to be over here. And I wanted to show you you can do this in this other direction. You could cover your book, we'll show you with this book. You could cover your book using the bow going across. You barely have enough, probably. But you could cover your book like this if you wanted to. Okay, just so you know. Wow, it smells like coffee because it's coffee time. Okay, so next we have our book. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we have it's laid out. It is ready. Again, you want to make sure that your right side, so the side that you want to be facing up on your finished book right now is going to be facing down, and it's going to be on the left side, because when we lay this down, we open this up, this is what's going to be on the cover. Okay? So you're going to have your right side facing down, and it's going to be on your left side. Okay? So I'm going to start with, this is going to be my cover right here. So we're going to come back to the liquid glue, and we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start by putting a good amount of glue in this gutter. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to pull it. You see it's on my finger. But I'm going to want that because I want a place for that to stick to. And then we're going to come and just really quickly cover our page that we just put down. Okay, come on. And the reason I was trying to remember to start at the top is just so I don't end up on my sleeve. Okay. Okay. I'm just rubbing it around so it's kind of even. Now this is thinner material, so you are going to get a little bit of okay, so I'm going to take the top off this one just because I don't have time to wait for that one to. Okay, so you need a top to be able to get the pressure to come out the bottom. Okay, so I'm also going to come and do the spine here on this. Okay, and then rub it in. And the next gutter. Okay. Okay. And you want to do this really fast because you don't want it to dry. Okay. Now we're going to take our cover and turn it, of course, we're going to turn it over and lay it onto our paper. I'm going to go, our material. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this yellow line over here as my line. Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and press down on my spine and this here. And I when working with material, I like to do it this way, and then because this is just gonna, I mean, we're gonna be able to work with this later, that's how I like to do it. Okay, so now we're gonna come back and we need to work our material into this gutter. And as you can see, we're over a little, oh, I'm just going to go with that. Okay, you can go ahead and pull your basket over a little more. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going with this. Okay. And it's the glue is going to come through this material, and a couple things are going to happen here. This glue is going to dry hard and help with the strength of your book. Okay, so there we have our gutter. How are we doing on wrinkles stuff? I think we're pretty good here. You want to make sure your hands are clean because you will should have told you that in the beginning, or you'll end up with dirt marks on your book also. Okay, so there we have a cover that is started. And you want to keep coming back and re-dipping into the gutter. Okay, now very carefully we can fold this piece back, and now we're going to add our material to the back. Okay, so we're going to apply the glue. So first I'm pushing on the glue and getting glue to come out. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to move it around. Again, working kind of fast so that it doesn't dry before we even get it on. And you want to make sure that you're all the way up to the edge here. Okay. Now we can come over and lay this down. And press it, because we've got our gutter going, so we're going to press it down and out. Okay. Come back and check our gutter again. Gutter. And gutter. Okay, so I am going to end this video here and let this dry before we go on to the next step, because otherwise we'll be working with a mess on our mat, and I would prefer not to work with a mess on my mat. So that is how I'm going to attach my material to the front of my cover, and of course if you're following along you can do the same. So this is what we've got so far, and I am really happy with it. Okay, again, after I've done that, I want to come back and do the gutter. Do the gutter. Okay, And then we can set this aside while it's drying. And, you know, if you're crafting in just short minute segments, this way is going to be great for you. If you have a couple hours, then you might want to move on to one of the other embellishment segments of the Spring Blossom series. And so I hope you're doing that. And yeah, so I hope you're following along so far. And if you have any comments or questions, put them down below. Find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Have an amazing day.